Good morning. This is Mrs. Standridge. I'm here today to read another few chapters of Raymie Nightingale. Let's get started. Chapter 39. Where were you? Said Raymie. Let's just say I had some things to take care of, said Beverly. What things? Asked Louisiana. I had a little sabotaging to do. Oh no, said Raymie. It's no big deal, said Beverly. I just threw a few trophies in the lake. What trophies? Said Raymie. Baton twirling trophies. You threw Adenise trophies in the lake? Said Louisiana. Not all of them were hers, said Beverly. But how could you do that? Squeaked Louisiana. That is the end of everything. Adenise will call the cops again, and we will never be able to return. I will never learn how to twirl. Listen to me, said Beverly. You don't need to learn how to twirl. All you have to do is sing. That will win any contest. As soon as Beverly said the words, Raymie knew that they were true. Louisiana's singing would win any contest. And Raymie wanted Louisiana to win. She wanted her to become Little Miss Central Florida Tire. Raymie stopped. She held herself very still. Why are you stopping? Said Louisiana. Come on, said Beverly. Let's go. Raymie started walking again. The three of them were outside, together in the darkness, but it was surprisingly easy to see. There was Beverly's flashlight, of course, and there were street lights and porch lights. Half a moon was hanging up in the sky, and the sidewalk in front of them glowed silver. A dog barked. Suddenly the Golden Glen loomed up out of the darkness, like a ship that had run aground. That stupid nursing home, said Beverly. I hate that place. Listen, said Louisiana. She put her hand on Raymie's arm. Shh. Raymie stopped. Beverly kept walking. Do you hear? Said Louisiana. Raymie heard a rustle of something in the bushes, the hum of electricity from the street light, the buzz of insect wings. A dog, the same one, or maybe a different one, barked and then barked again. And behind all of those noises, Raymie could hear the faint sound of music. Someone is playing the piano, said Louisiana. Whoop-de-doo, and so what? Said Beverly from up ahead. It was very beautiful, sad music, which was how Raymie knew that it was probably Chopin, and that it was probably the janitor playing it. It seemed like a very long time ago that she had tried to do a good deed for Isabel and ended up writing a letter of complaint instead. It was almost like she had been a different person then. Raymie stared up at the Golden Glen. There was a light on in the common room. Come on, said Beverly. We're wasting time. Isn't it the most beautiful music? Said Louisiana. Raymie stood very still. The light from the common room lit up the top of the trees. She saw something bright yellow in the branches. Her heart thumped. She put a hand on Louisiana's shoulder. Look, she said. What? Said Louisiana. Where? Shine the flashlight up there, Raymie said to Beverly. She pointed, and Beverly shone the light up on in the trees. And there was the yellow bird. He looked like the answer to everything, sitting there on a branch, tiny and perfect and winged. He cocked his head, looking down at them. Oh, said Louisiana, that's the bird I rescued. That's him. Hello, Mr. Bird. Beverly kept the flashlight trained on the yellow bird. The piano music stopped, and the bird let out a long trill of notes. And then there was the creaking sound of a window being opened. The janitor stood and looked out into the darkness. Raymie saw his face. It was a sad face. He was looking for something. Beverly turned off the flashlight. Hit the ground, she said. All three of them lay flat on their stomachs. The sidewalk was still warm from the day's sun. Raymie leaned her cheek against it and waited. She heard Louisiana's lungs wheezing. And then the janitor whistled. The bird stopped singing. The janitor whistled again. The bird whistled back. The janitor did a more complicated whistle, and the bird answered him with a song of his own. "Oh," said Louisiana. And that was all any of them said. Even Beverly was silent, listening while the janitor and the yellow bird sang to each other. Raymie stared up at the moon. It looked like it was getting bigger, but she knew that couldn't be true. Still, the half globe of it was starting to look like something from a dream, like something that Mrs. Borkowski would have pulled out of a suitcase. And the singing yellow bird seemed like something that had been hidden in Mrs. Borkowski's dream suitcase, too. Suddenly, Raymie was happy. It was the strangest thing, how happiness came out of nowhere and inflated your soul. She wondered if her father was sleeping wherever he was. She wondered if he was dreaming of her without even really intending to do it. She hoped so. The whistling stopped. The janitor said, "I know you're out there." There was a rustling in the trees. The bird shot up into the darkness and flew away. "Now," whispered Beverly. The three girls got up and ran as fast as they could. They ran until the golden glen was far behind them. When they stopped, Louisiana threw herself down on the ground. She sat on the grass with her hands on her knees and her head bent forward and worked at taking in great gulps of air. Beverly said, "Breathe, breathe." Louisiana looked up at them. She said, "I just love that little yellow bird." "I love him too," said Raymie. Louisiana smiled at her. Beverly put the flashlight under her chin and said in a deep voice, "We all love the little bird." And then she grinned. The world was dark. The moon was still high in the sky. Happiness washed over Raymie again. 40. "Archie doesn't always do what you want him to do," said Louisiana. "Most of the time, actually, he doesn't do what you want him to do." "What are you talking about?" said Beverly. They were at the Tag and Bag. A shopping cart had rolled down the hill away from the store and was sitting by a tree. The silver cart was glinting merrily, reflecting the lights of the Tag and Bag parking lot. "I'm saying that this shopping cart will be perfect to use for Archie's rescue. We can put him in it and push him and make him go wherever we want him to go." "No," said Beverly. "Yes," said Louisiana. "We can't go walking around in the middle of the night with a shopping cart. It will make too much noise. Also, it will look stupid." "I think we need it," said Louisiana. She turned to Raymie. "What do you think?" "I guess it's okay," said Raymie. "There's no one around here anyway." "Goody," said Louisiana. "That means we'll bring it." She pulled the cart away from the tree and started pushing it down the sidewalk. The shopping cart had a wonky wheel that made a stuttering noise. It was as if the cart were desperate to say something, but it couldn't quite get the words out. "Come on, you two," said Louisiana. She looked back at them. "Let's go rescue Archie." And then she turned back around and started to sing a song that was about trailers being for sale or rent. "It's like she thinks we're in some kind of broken down parade," Beverly said to Raymie. They walked behind the singing Louisiana and the stuttering cart through the strange darkness. Things were visible, but everything felt insubstantial. It was almost as if gravity had less of an effect in the darkness. Objects seemed to float. Raymie felt lighter. She tried flexing her toes. They felt lighter too. "See that over there?" said Beverly. She pointed at the Belknap Tower. There was a light at the very top of it that blinked red. "That's where my mother works. She sits on a little stool at the register and sells miniature Belknap towers and orange blossom perfume and crap like that. There's a machine in the gift shop where you can put a penny into it, and the machine stretches the penny and stamps it with a picture of the tower. It's a really loud machine. My mother hates it, but then she hates everything." "Oh," said Raymie. "Yeah," said Beverly. Up ahead of them, Louisiana was still pushing the Tag and Bag cart. She was singing about being king of the road. "Have you ever been to the top of the tower?" said Raymie. "Lots of times," said Beverly. "What's it like?" "It's okay. You can see for a long way. When I was really small, I used to go up there and expect to see New York, because I was just a little kid and I didn't know any better. I would go up there and look and hope to see my dad, which was stupid." Raymie wondered what she could have seen from the top of the tower if she had been there at the right time. Would she have seen Mr. Stephanopoulos and Edgar on their way to North Carolina? Would she have seen her father drive away with Leanne Dickerson? "You can go up there with me sometime," said Beverly, "if you want." "Okay," said Raymie. Louisiana stopped singing. She turned to them. "Here we are," she said. And there it was, Building 10. Raymie wasn't glad to see it at all. All right, we're going to stop right there. I hope you can join me again tomorrow, and I'll read another episode of Raymie Nightingale. Bye.